It's the classic experiment. It's a load of money pumped into a specific league. And just like the French league that we did a few weeks ago on the channel, today we're doing the German league, the third tier of Germany, in an attempt to funnel so much money into the league that all the teams go up and we get Bayern Munich relegated. We've got over 150 years of this simulation. Can we do it? Let's find out. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in 3 Liga. I don't know what 3 is in German. I could Google it. I won't. Lazy. And as you can see, I have made a note on every single team that has the money. Now, you might notice, some eagle-eyed viewers, some of the teams don't have it because it's Borussia Dortmund 2, Freiburg 2. You know, the reserve teams, the teams that are already in the league, we're not giving them a load of money because that'll get funneled through in some capacity. It's a bit weird. Anyway, these are the teams. There are what? There are 18. There are 18 teams with £100 million a season. And we'll have a look at 1860 Munich, shall we? And we look at the finances. And of course, they've got a lot of sponsors and stuff going on. Not massive amounts of money, to be fair. But as you can see here, the individual TV deal of £100 million. Now, that's the same for every team. I'm not going to go through everyone and show you every single person or every single team. Irrelevant. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly jump through 25 years at the first instance. Just a quick one, quick stop in. Probably go 25 then 50 very quickly and do a little bit more of a deep dive at 50. But settle in at 25 and see what's changed, if anything. So we're in 3 Liga and only VfL Osnabrück are down there. And if you look at some of the teams, Darmstadt, were they there? Bochum? Not sure. But if we look at Bundesliga 2, we've got a few teams who are up there. And as you can see, some teams that have actually already gone up as past winners. Therefore, almost certainly there's going to be multiple teams in the Bundesliga. So here we are in the Bundesliga. We've got 1860 Munich. We've got Dynamo Dresden, FSV Zwickau, and SC Verl and Waldorf Mannheim. The 5 teams are up there, and Bayern Munich have been superseded. They won it every year for 15 years. Then Borussia Dortmund came in with a couple, Bayern back with a couple, and then Leipzig have won 6 in a row. Bayern Munich finished second last season, but they weren't inside the top 3 for the previous 3 years. Bayern Munich, Nagelsmann is still in charge. He's still in charge 25 years later. I mean, he finished 6th a couple of years ago. Not very good at all, is it? Not very good at all. Unfortunately, if we look at the finances, they've got 121 million in the bank and they've got a budget of 57 million pounds to spend. 48 of that they've still got remaining. But they haven't won the league in a good few years. Things have started. Things have started. Of course, no one from the lower leagues has won anything yet. However, the DFB Pokal has been won by Waldorf Mannheim in 2042-43, and Verl came runner-up to Leipzig. Fair play. So we have had a trophy so far. We're not going to check in on Europe at this juncture. We'll be checking on Europe at 50 years, which is where we're going now. So VfB Oldenburg are the only team in 3 Liga, and they've got a good balance of £262 million. Have they still got the money coming in? They do. They still have the individual TV deal. It's a renew income. It's a fixed value. I did check the fixed value because if anyone here saw the PSG one, or the French league one, should I say, it was very dynamic and it was weird. So, yeah. So they've actually been down in the regional division. They've been out of the game for a lot of the game. A lot of time. Even with all that money, they couldn't get back out of the non-playable leagues of Germany. I wonder how many other teams are down there. Well, we'll see. We'll see. In Bundesliga 2 then, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in Bundesliga 2. Plenty of them winning. And that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 there. I think there's a couple of teams that have probably fallen out of the game, unfortunately. But that's fine. That is what it is. Here we are. The Bundesliga has got teams littered throughout it. And in terms of past winners, well, Leipzig won another couple, then Dortmund, then Leipzig came back with another 4 before Bayern got 1, Leipzig with another 2, and then it's been Bayern Munich with another 5, Dortmund and Wolfsburg, and Bayern have shared it around. Wolfsburg actually up there representing. Very disappointing that no one's sort of penetrated the top section. Bundesliga 2, of course, won by lots of them. And the DFB Pokal. So Waldhof Mannheim are the only team to have won one. As you can see, plenty of runners-up. 1860 Munich, Dynamo Dresden, Waldhof Mannheim runner-up there, SPVGG Bayreuth, and SZ Verl. And the Conference League then. So the Conference League, nothing happened early on, and 1860 Munich were runner-up in 52-53. And now we're getting somewhere. Verl, Hallischer, 1860 Munich have all won it. Dynamo Dresden have also come runner-up to Sevilla. The Europa League, not a lot's happened in the Europa League, unfortunately. 1860 Munich has runner-up there against Rapid Vienna. The Champions League, I'm not expecting anything at all. Leipzig won 5 in a row, and then came runner-up 3 times in a row. But Mönchengladbach and losing to German teams every single time. Mönchengladbach, Wolfsburg, and Bayern Munich. Hang on, Wolfsburg, Dortmund, how many times have they won it? The German teams here. Leipzig again. Leipzig have got 11 Champions Leagues in 50 years. 50 years they've won 11 Champions Leagues. Borussia Dortmund have won 4 in the experiment. Bayern Munich have won 8. So maybe because it's only got the league loaded, it's doing a bit better. Probably it, isn't it? Anyway, so Bayern Munich have got their stronghold back. They've got a lot of money. Nagelsmann's left, obviously. They are managerless at the moment. Reece James! Hang about. Sorry. He's made the manager of Man United in August 2052. He won the Europa League twice. After leaving United, he enjoyed a 15-year spell at Bayern Munich. He enjoyed a 15-year spell. Like, as if to say, oh, popped over there for a bit. 15 years. And he recovered Bayern Munich really well, winning the Bundesliga and Champions League multiple times. So Bayern Munich, in 50 years of this game, have had 2 managers, Nagelsmann and Reece James. To be honest, Leipzig haven't had many, have they? Marco Rose was there. He retired in 2047, so he was there for 25 years. Did very well. Roberto De Zerbi came in and did really well for them, only for just under 3 years. Then they had Ivan for 10 years, 24 days. He left. Claudio came in for over 11 years. He's then got sacked, and then Ivan's come back. He took the Spain job and got sacked, and he's had the Real Madrid job. I mean, Dortmund have had Zinedine Zidane in charge, Philippe Clement, Simone Inzaghi. Then we're starting to get into the regen territory. Okay, right, we're 50 years in. Another 50 years to get to 100 years in the future. And spoiler gang, we've actually gone further than 150. Quite a little bit further. So we're looking at 3 Liga and nobody's there. Nobody whatsoever. Bundesliga 2, we have, they're all towards the top except Dusseldorf. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was there 18? How many teams are in 3 Liga? 20, and 2 of them I didn't give money to, so there was 18, so 6. So are 12 in the Bundesliga? And 12 teams are there, so all 18 are in the top 2 leagues, and Meppen have gone down on 14 points, which with only 2 wins. That's really disappointing. But that's not the story. The story is Ingolstadt 04 have won the Bundesliga by 5 points. Bayern Munich do not have European football. There's too much to unpack here. Let's go and look at past winners. Wolfsburg have been on a tear. So last here in 2017, and Borussia Dortmund and Wolfsburg have been sharing it about between themselves. Victoria Köln have actually won the Bundesliga in 2108, the first team to do it, and Ingolstadt 04 most recently, the current champions. Wolfsburg, 11 Champions Leagues, 30 Bundesligas, 29 of them in this save game. So that's 29 in 100 years. Dortmund have also got 29. 8 of those were before the save game though, so only 21 since the start of the save game. Bayern Munich did sneak one here in 2092-93. So let's have a look at Bayern Munich, shall we? Let's go and have a look at the domestic leagues. And as you can see, 9th most recently, no European football. They might have snuck some European football the season before. 10th the season before that. They've been out of Europe for quite a while. And they haven't got the money. Are things about to take a turn for Bayern Munich? We'll have a look at Ingolstadt 04 as well. Just have a quick look and make sure those finances are still there. As you can see, they are. Look at the stadium sponsor they've got. It's a 17-year one, though, so 310 million over 17 years isn't actually that much. What, 15 million a season? £1 million a month? It's over. Quick maths. They've still got the 100 million per season income TV deal, was it? I've made. So 1860 Munich there in 4th. We've got Victoria Köln did actually win it a few years ago, as we saw, down in 14th. 2 teams are being relegated, sadly. RW Essen have stayed up via the playoff. They beat Dusseldorf. So Wehen Wiesbaden and Dynamo Dresden are coming up. So the two teams going down with the money are being replaced by two teams going up with the money. So we are here in 21-22. How many DFB Pokals have we got? And Waldorf Mannheim won it. So they're the only teams who have won it up to this point, and they won it again, and then Duisburg, and then Bayreuth. Bayreuth beating Essen in the final, an all-financed final for us. That's pretty good. Köln coming run up to Leverkusen in 96-97. Then went and won it in 01-02, in between interrupting Wolfsburg's 3 in a row, before Wolfsburg then won another 3 in a row. But Köln beating Bayreuth. Köln winning again up here. Saarbrücken runner up to them. Verl, Bayreuth, 1860 Munich, all runners up, and Bayreuth have won it again. So not loads of tournament wins, unfortunately. In terms of conference leagues, then in 72-73, 1860 Munich won it again. Verl, Köln have won 4. Elversberg, Bayreuth, and Köln again. Köln have won 5 Europa Conference Leagues, and they've also won 3 Europa Leagues, which means let's go and have a look at them. Köln here, there, and Bayreuth again, winning Europe. Köln, 1860 Munich. Ingolstadt have won two Europa Leagues. And have we got a Champions League for anyone? So, of course, we had so many for the German teams, and they still continued winning them, the German teams have. Wolfsburg, Bayer Leverkusen. They've got 2 Bundesliga titles, 2100 and 2120. They've got 4 Champions Leagues. Wolfsburg, 11 Champions Leagues. I think we've already covered that. Look at that, 3 runners up in a row for them. Köln, Victoria Köln, run up to Chelsea in 13-14. And that's it. And nothing for Germany recently. No winners. Last time a winner was 21-12-13, and it was Borussia Mönchengladbach. Leverkusen have been runner-up twice, and Victoria have as well in that time. Juve have come run-up quite a few times. Well, the German league competition reputation is currently in second. I believe it's maintained itself there for quite a while. But we are in 21-22. Let's go to the end. 150 years was the minimum I wanted to do. I did sim it overnight, and I came in the morning, and it had done a lot more. Yeah, let's go. So we're looking here at the German league, and as you can see, it is littered with teams. Leverkusen are still there. Dortmund are still there. Wolfsburg getting Europa League football by finishing 12th. Obviously won the Conference League. But I do not see Bayern Munich. They've gone down, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go and we'll check in on Bayern in a minute. Current champions, 1860 Munich, taking it away from 5-time in a row winners Bayreuth. And it's been those two sharing it around. Elversberg as well in and amongst it. But 1860 Munich have been absolutely dominant. We're in 2192 as well, ladies and gentlemen. So we've travelled 70 years to be precise, instead of just an extra 50. Aren't I good to you? Since then, though, we had another decade of dominance for Wolfsburg. Then 1860 Munich came in, but Wolfsburg then basically for the next decade, after 5 in a row from 1860 Munich, said, no, we'll have this again. We've got this. But 1860 Munich really took hold of the league, and they've won 30. Only one of them was before this save game, so they won 29. And there's 7 Champions Leagues I see there, so we've got plenty of European trophies on the way. Duisburg coming third a hell of a lot. But Bayreuth and 1860 Munich winning plenty. So let's have a look at Europe. And we'll start with the Conference League. And we'll skim through this. It's not overly important. So we've Saarbrücken and 1860 Munich won it as soon as we left last time. Ingolstadt, Köln, Essen, Bayreuth again, Elversberg, and Essen, Duisburg is it. Europa League. And in the Europa League then we got Ingolstadt, Bayreuth and Ingolstadt 3 years in a row. Essen 1860 Munich, Köln, Bayreuth, Ingolstadt 0-4, Dynamo Dresden and Elversberg again. The Champions League then, and no one had won it at all from any of our German teams until 1860 Munich, 132 years into the experiment, 131/2. 1860 Munich, they were runner-up a couple of times before that, but then they went and won 4 out of 5. Then they came run up a couple of times in the following seasons. So did Dynamo Dresden, who run up once. Munich won it again. Bayreuth have won. And it is Yeah, 3 for Bayreuth, 7 for 1860 Munich. Quite a few runners-ups, but that's it. That is it. So, we did say, going to look at Bayern, but let's quickly look at the DFB Pokal. It's just been won by teams with the finances so much. Look at that. Look at the notes. Look at the yellow dots on this screen. Too many to name, but it's an 1860 Munich and an SPV GG Bayreuth whitewash. Time to find Bayern Munich then. Well, there they are. They've just been relegated and they've lost the playoff. They're going to be in Liga 3 of Bayern Munich. 15 times Champions League winners, 61 times Bundesliga winners. They're in the 3rd tier. And oh my God, they've been up and down. So we were last here in 21-22. It only took another 10 years for them to first to get relegated. Then they came back up at the first time of asking. Relegated again. Yo-yoed. Are they Bayern Munich or are they Norwich City? And once they went down again in the start of the 40s, they actually got stuck there for the best part of that decade, coming up a couple of times. And then the following decade as well, a couple of times, maybe 3 going up. And then they kept getting relegated. And it's got to the point where they come up every few years for a very short spell. And it's only ever one season. They've not actually successfully maintained themselves in the league since getting promoted, since they got relegated for the first time in the 20s. Early 30s, should I say. And here they are in the Bundesliga too. They finished 5th a couple of seasons ago, and then they've just got themselves relegated. It's the first time they're going into the 3rd tier. And we've done it. That's what we aimed for. Relegation for Bayern Munich. However, in terms of the Euros, plenty of wins for Germany and plenty of wins for plenty of wins all round for lots of teams. We've got 13 Euros to name and 13 World Cups. China have won a couple of World Cups in recent time, but the deed is done. Bayern Munich have been relegated, courtesy of all of our financial jiggery-pokery. Hope you've enjoyed it. Watch one of these other videos, whichever's best for you, according to the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below of other nations you want me to do this for, or any other ideas you've got for experiments. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new around here, and like the video. Take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.